Here is our fourth test review. To solve this equation, subtract 5 from both sides, then you divide by -4 on each side, and that's how you get the 9 over -4. Combine like terms, you get 9. Combine like terms, you get a 16. Subtract 7x to get all your x's on one side. That's how I got the 2x. And I want to get all the other numbers on the other side, so I add 8 to both sides. So I got 24. Divide by 2, and you get 12. Combine like terms, you get 8. Combine like terms, you get 8. Add 5x, or add 6x to both sides. That's how I got the x on this side. Subtract 8 to get rid of it from here. Subtract 8, you get 0. Combine like terms. Combine like terms. Combine like terms. Add 5x to both sides. So you get 17. Subtract 17 from both sides. So you get 11. Divide by 17. Divide by 17. You get 11 over 17. Adding 5 every time. So then we would end up with no tiles in that part. So we're adding 5 every time, so that's 5 times x. If you plugged in 2, you get 10. Plug in 3, you get 15. The equation's got to match your table there. 75, plug that in, and you get 375. My slope is -1. My y-intercept's at 0, 3. Start at 0, 3, and you go down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, or you can go up 1, but then you have to go back. So positive, negative, positive, negative, negative, positive, negative, positive. Either way, you get a negative. There's my slope, 3/4. Don't put the x. The x is not the slope. It just happens to be next to the x. 0, -2 is my y-intercept, so I go 0, -2, put a dot. My slope is 3/4. Go up 3 over 4. Up 3 over 4. Or I can go negative, negative, which is still a positive. -3, -4. Y-intercept's at 0, -4, so that's why it's -4. Go up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1. So 3 over 1 is just 3x, -4. So it goes down 1 over 3, down 1 over 3. So it's a -1/3. And it started off at 0, so that's +0. We just don't write that. Rise is 30, runs over 2. So that's 30 over 2, which is 15. He is eating 15 M&Ms per minute. This one's going down 75 and over 5. So it's -75 over 5, which is a -15, spending $15 per day. These are all going by 25s. So it's 25, 50, 75. Find the equation of the line through those 2 points. Subtract your y's over subtract your x's, and that's how you get the slope. So I get 10, because minus a negative means you're adding, 10 over -10, which is just -1. So I plugged in my slope, and I plugged in a point. I plugged in this x and that y. There's the y, there's the x. Add 3 to both sides to get the b by itself. And then there's my equation, my slope and my y-intercept. Reflect it through that line. It's like looking through a mirror, so it kind of flops. So it's 2 over, 2 over. That should have been c. And this is d prime. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over here. This one's 2, 2. That's the reflection. You can do the same thing for the reflection here. It's, one diagonal away, one diagonal away. 1, 2 diagonals, 1, 2 diagonals. Put your dots. You can do the same thing here. Rotation. I have to rotate it 180 degrees. I could physically rotate my paper Say, oh, look at that point. He's over 2, up 2. So when I rotate it back, I go over 2, up 2, put a dot. I can do it again. Oh, over 2, up 4. Over 2, up 4. Or you can use your tracing paper. Hold it down. Spin it 180 degrees. And then mark it right through there. This point's over here at 2, 1. But if I rotate it 90 degrees, it's over at -1, 2 now. -1, 2. And you can just do that with all the points. So Z is now at -1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. -1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or you can use your tracing paper. Parallel lines, that means the slopes are the same. Slopes are the same. I don't know anything about the y-intercept, but I know the slopes are the same. So I put the slope in, and I find my b. Plug in the point. 5 is my y, 2 is my x, or -2 is my x. Multiply that is +6. Subtract 6 from both sides, you get -1. And then plug it in. Parallel, I have to know what my slope is. So I divided by 2 to get y by itself. So that means my slope is now 2. So my 2, since it's parallel, has the same slope. Plug in a point, 6, -3, 6, -3. So that gives me 12. Subtract 12 from both sides, I get -15. -15 is my y-intercept. Perpendicular means the opposite reciprocal. Opposite reciprocal. So my slope is 5 over 2, then it now is 2 over 5, but it has to be negative. That's the opposite part. Reciprocal is flipping it. Plug in your point. 10, -7, because we still don't know the y-intercept. That's the y-intercept of the other line. We need a new line. So we're finding the equation of a line. So I plug in 10, -7, multiply, and then divide. -20 divided by 5 is -4. Add 4 to both sides, you get your -3, so that's -2/5 x minus 3. And then we have this one where I have to find the slope first. So first thing I do is subtract 2x from both sides. That's how we got on this side of the equal sign. Divide by the 3, and that would give me -2/3 as my slope. But I need a perpendicular line, so it's opposite reciprocal. Opposite makes it positive, reciprocal flips it, so that's 3 over 2. Plug in my x and my y. X and the y. 18 divided by 2 is 9. Subtract 9 from both sides, -20. And there's my equation. Where's the stop button?